Pineapple Pizza Podcast discusses the histories, cultures, and beliefs of regions around the world.
These stories often contain mature and sometimes disturbing content that may not be suitable for all audiences.
Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Pineapple Pizza Podcast, where we serve up delicious slices of mythology, cryptozoology, and urban legends. It's an interesting combination of flavors. Weird, but it works. Today's special is a story by the slice from the Lochs of Scotland. I'm your hostess, Ashley, and with me today, as always, are the marvelous and mischievous Emily and Lindsay.
Accurate.
This is true.
I think that's a recycled intro that I might have used before, but I don't care because it's super fitting. So.
It does fit us.
All right, let's dive on into this, bitch. It's gonna be fun. I'm not gonna tell you anything about the story in advance because I don't want to give anything away, except that I will tell you it's a bit of a bummer. So just emotionally prepare yourselves for that. Despite the fact that many outside of Scotland are probably most familiar with Loch Ness, the country is actually home to over 30,000 gorgeous lochs that are well worth visiting if you get the chance and have a shit ton of vacation days.
I was going to say, is there like a bingo card where you like cross them off as you hit all of them?
No, because I can't even find an exact number. There is one estimate that was like a little over 31,000, but even that was like, most people think there are this many, and I was like, what are they moving? How come you can't count them?
Well, do you remember how they were classified? It's like that finger or arm that's poking into the country.
Yes, I remember the fingers.
And maybe somebody's like, that finger isn't impressive enough, so we're not going to count it. And other people find the finger very impressive, and so that becomes a loch.
I need you to stop saying impressive fingers.
Unless it's 6 inches, I don't want to hear the word impressive associated with it.
Scotland, home of impressive fingers.
Oh, goodness. This has gotten away from me already. We're not even in there yet. All right. Located in the Northwest Highlands and surrounding more than 60 islands is the stunning Loch Maree, one of the largest freshwater lakes in Scotland. Freshwater lochs. My stupid fucking computer clearly corrected that.
It was like, that's not right.
I can't explain to you enough how wrong you are, Microsoft Word. I did, in fact, mean lochs. I might have spelled it wrong or something, and then it corrected it. In fact, one of these islands is large enough that it also contains a loch within itself that also contains an island.
What?
Damn, it's like nesting dolls.
It is, except cool. Islands and lochs.
Sounds like a delicious sandwich.
A finger sandwich?
Oh my god, it is a finger sandwich. Someone get me tea immediately.
So many lady fingers.
So that doesn't have anything to do with our story today. I just thought it was cool, and I was like, well, I'm gonna tell everyone about it, so congratulations. Loch Maree is the setting of our story, but that special island that has a loch and an island doesn't have anything to do with it. I just thought it was cool. So there it is. All right. But in the middle of Loch Maree, there's a different small island where there are 2 graves laid out so that the tombstones face each other. These graves are said to belong to the lovers of Loch Maree.
Aww.
According to legend, the lovers were a Viking prince and princess, most likely of Danish origin, although it varies depending on what source you consult, who lived on the Isle of Maree. But like many Viking men, the prince would often sail away for journeys on his longship, probably not made from the fingernails of the dead. Sorry, Emily.
Well, that's good.
The prince and princess worked out a system using flags that the princess would use to signal him upon his return. If all was well, she would raise a white flag. Quick pause. That's not what a white flag means most of the time.
Exactly.
Usually means I give up. In this case, it doesn't, and it also doesn't mean it's the next to last lap of race. Okay, I'm getting off on a flag tangent. Back to the story. The white flag is good. But if someone had died during the prince's voyage, she would instead raise a black flag when his longship returned to warn him of sad tidings. So white flag good, black flag, someone's dead.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, but you're rolling up in your longship and you're like, oh shit, there's a black flag. Like that. How does that really kind of pad that news for you at all?
I mean, it depends how long it takes you from when you see the flag to when you actually reach the island.
Guess it depends on how big that flag is, yeah. That's a big flag.
It's impressive.
It's more than 6 inches.
Definitely.
The legend doesn't say how often the prince traveled, nor how many times the princess signaled him this way. But if I had to venture a guess, I would say it was a lot of times, because otherwise I don't see any way to even attempt to explain what happens in this story. So on one fateful day, as she waited for her lover's longship to return, the princess, who must have had a bit of a dark side if you ask me, decided to test his love for her.
Uh-oh.
She raised the black flag, so when her prince returned, he believed there'd been a death on the island while he was away. Our princess then lay herself out as though she were dead, because who doesn't want to know if their significant other would be sad if they died, I guess?
Oh my god!
Dark.
I say I guess because I legitimately don't. It's never occurred to me to pretend that I'm dead to find out if people love me, but I guess
That sounds like a very early 2000s emo teenager move.
That hurts my feelings a little. Not gonna lie to you. How dare you? How dare you? But anyway, she thought it was funny. I mean, I don't know. I assume that they'd done this so many times that she was like, I'm bored. I'm gonna find out if he even loves me, and I'm gonna pretend to be dead. So what are you gonna do? It is what it is.
There ain't shit to do on Maree Island.
He's always sailing away and leaving me here to, I guess, look at crops. I don't fucking know. That's not in the legend, so I'm just kind of spitballing. Maybe she was crocheting a lot. I don't know.
She made the flags herself.
Yes, she did. And she was very upset because she rarely got to use the black one, maybe.
All this work for nothing?
After all of these hours that I put into making this flag. No.
Not enough people are dying.
I mean, the alternative solution is to murder someone so you can use them. But I guess that's a bit much, so instead she faked her own death. Anyway, back to the story. When the prince returned, he saw the black flag, and, I assume soon after, the apparently lifeless body of his princess. He became so distraught that he stabbed himself because he couldn't bear to live without her.
Why did I feel like that was coming? Oh, God.
Don't you just hate when you're playing a practical joke and someone stabs themselves?
Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
I bet she was like, well, that backfired.
When she realized how badly her weird-ass prank had backfired...
Thank you.
Yep, the princess, now distraught because her lover actually was dead. I don't know why I'm laughing, it's mean, but come on. Anyway, she chose to take her own life rather than live with the guilt and sadness of her lover's untimely demise, which, let's face it, was 100% her fault.
100%.
Yeah. Just don't pretend to be dead. It's not a good idea. Nobody likes it. Don't do that. Find a different prank.
Unless you're trying to, like, avoid the bears and potential pits. Don't play dead. It's just not a good look.
It's like that chick that Winston dated in New Girl who always did the
Rhonda.
really bad. Yes.
Rhonda.
She always did the worst pranks.
Yeah. So basically at the end of this, she would jump up and look at his, like, bloody body as he's, like, exsanguinating and be like, "You've been Rhonda!" Supposedly, their bodies were then laid to rest for eternity in those graves with the tombstones facing each other. Which, you know, seems kind of romantic, but then you're like, neither of you should be dead.
Yep.
I have a lot of follow-up questions, but you're dead, so I can't ask them. Many have likened this tale to Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet, although it predates the tragic play by several hundred years, so it's not like they heard this story and then they were like, hey, wouldn't it be funnier if instead of there being like warring families that actually kept them apart and didn't want them to be together, she just pretended to be dead and then killed himself.
Hilarious.
Haha, love it. So anyway, according to secretscotland.com, you can visit the island and view the graves if you speak with the manager of the Loch Maree Hotel about arranging a boat trip out to that little island. And then you can stand there and ask dead air why this was a good prank.
I'm envisioning Zach Baggins going out there.
Yes.
and being like, "Hey, Aaron, I'm gonna leave you here for 3 days by yourself. Let me know if any ghosts show up and explain what actually happened."
Harsh, but you know, sometimes things happen. I mean, let's be real. When I was watching New Girl and Winston thought it'd be a good idea to put that badger into the ventilation system.
Oh my god.
I was like, this is the worst prank I've ever heard of. And then I read this story, and I'm really sorry, Winston Bishop, your badger prank looks cool now. Ingredients for this dish were sourced from the Secret Scotland website has a page on romantic Scottish legends. An article by Dawn Rainbolt called Loch Maree from Wilderness Scotland. An article by Louise Gray from the website Scottish Field called Our Top 10 Scottish Doomed Love Affairs. And yes, there are 9 more.
Oh my gosh.
And a couple of pages from Wikipedia. So anyway, that's a huge bummer. Thank you for coming to visit our beautiful pizzeria and enjoying a really sad story by the slice. I mean, I don't know what else to call it. I would like to say it's the worst prank ever, but I already have. So anyway, Pineapple Pizza Podcast. Sweet and cheesy. Not everyone understands our awesomeness or that woman's prank, but we're glad that you do. Question mark.
If you're enjoying the show and you'd like to help support us, check out our TeePublic shop for some amazingly fun and funny merch.
Or if you want to do a one-time donation, you can do that on buymeacoffee.com and buy us a fresh slice, because we can never get enough.
Of basically anything, if we're being honest.
If you absolutely love the show and you want to check out some fantastic bonus content, you can become a donor on Patreon and earn all kinds of amazing benefits. We have 3 tiers to accommodate almost any budget.
The $3 Mythbuster, $7 Cryptid Hunter, and $15 Storyteller.
Become a patron today and start enjoying all the perks and extra content right away.
Don't forget, you can find us on Twitter and Instagram at Pine App Pizza Pod. That's Pine App APP Pizza Pod.
You can also send us questions, comments, and topic ideas at pineappizzapod@gmail.com. Remember, there's the 2 P's in app. Otherwise, you're emailing someone else, and I don't want to be held responsible for that.
Thanks for stopping in for some deliciously weird morsels, and just remember, no matter how you slice it,
you're awesome.
And we love you.